The response to the conservative punditry class in regards to the Lauren Boebert dust-up was the first time, probably ever, I've been combing my data banks in order to try to really analyze this situation. This is the first time that I have not at all been shocked by the response. This has just been a culmination of so many other build-ups. You remember the chick on the airplane there, that guy back there, he's not real, okay? And everybody simping over her. Yeah, that just kind of led me to the conclusion that, oh no, this is exactly what we're going to be getting this time around. Totally dismissing all of the bad actions that she undertook at that theater in order to obfuscate and play whataboutism, and then just use it as a fundraising tactic. Because if I see her stupid face on a WinRed link one more time, I'm going to start getting into the deep fake business. But it's just not at all surprising. I've been calling this out for months. If you guys have been coming around to the channel to get some opinions on certain things, the TradCons, all of them, every single one of them, I could name names, but we would be here all day. Any one of your favorite conservative pundit has Lauren Boebert's back. Why? Oh, because she's one of the good fighters. Can you go ahead and quantify that? Can you go ahead and point to her congressional record? Because this is a chick who's been in Congress for what? How many years now? And she has sponsored how many bills? 0. She has authored how many bills? 0. But she's done an awful lot of good fundraising for what exactly? Oh, we're going to go ahead and fight for Trump. How much fighting have you actually done? A lot of fundraising. She is useless, man, but she got nice titties. That's about it when it comes to these fuckers. They are just so happy that, oh, see, conservative women are so much more attractive than liberal women. Oh, great. That's the standard that we need to have for our elected official right now. Who gets your prick standing up harder? Fuck off with that standard, man. I want somebody who actually has value, somebody who actually backs up their words with a little bit of action. Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan. It's a very short list of people that are competent in elected office right now, as opposed to using that elected office in order to just get more attention. Because the response, Lauren Boebert hopped on, I think it was OAN or something like that. We'll get to the quote themselves, but the headline right here tells me exactly what I need to know about who Lauren Boebert actually is, because I've heard the name for a long time, seen the visage, gone, yeah, no, not that bad, we'll see what she does in Congress, and then completely forgot about her because she has just been a background player, unless of course there's a camera around. Lauren Boebert blames vaping, groping. Oh, groping, is that what we call, giving a soft rub and tug in the theater? As well as her getting, fiddled with in the middle of a theater. All of this shit is so wild, man. It was a slip up at a Beetlejuice show on eccentric personality. Guys, it wasn't my fault. It's just my gosh darn personality. Trad thoughts? And feminists, raging blue-haired feminists on the left, are two heads of the same feminist coin, okay? Because they're always just going to end up going and then just trying to dismiss their poor decision-making and their bad attitudes on... Well, you should have known I was going to do this. I'm a Scorpio, okay? My Venus is in retrograde and whatever other nonsense that's out there. Yo, man, I'm an astrologer, and this is the shadow of Venus retrograde could impact your relationship. And that's why Lauren Boebert, the TradCon visage, because if you don't know anything about her personal life, which is, of course, very important when it comes to assessing the quality of your elected officials, oh, she was somebody who, at 18 years old, she married the love of her life. Oh, it's just that 1950s white picket fence dream, right? And then magically 18 years later, after that kid leaves the roost and she has a bit of attractiveness still left in the chamber, mostly because, well, she's just insulated herself with a bunch of older, lecherous men around here who have zero fucking game, are not adapted to the current sexual marketplace, and she can still get that attention at 36 years old, and whoever is stuffing that extra titty meat after popping out 3 kids with just, the appropriate enhancements. And with that much fundraising at her back and apparently at her front as well, as her boyfriend right there was checking, I'd imagine she probably got the good implants, the ones that kind of go in behind the muscle, pump everything out appropriately. I'm sure they're the good gummy ones, not the cheap ones, like the way that she had them put there on display. But it's so funny, man, like I said before, because we got to the character shit, and it just goes to show you that, oh, you need to find yourself a good girl that's young, and you guys just get together together. If you're the first one that you get her, oh, you're definitely gonna have an easy time, and you guys are gonna have a strong relationship, until you realize that this bitch is just the same type of clout goblin that are fucking out there at every single turn. You've seen pictures of her ex-husband, right? You know, just a nice tall dorky guy is like, I got myself a good girl, and she's gonna go out there, she's gonna be the face of my bar that I own. And then as soon as COVID hit and she continues to make all of the money in Congress because they didn't miss a paycheck, meanwhile all of the different bars that ended up getting closed down, and the bar that she used in order to clout chase as being, you know, the open carry bar in Rifle, Colorado. Yeah, right. She was the, you know, the hot piece of ass that was running around out there with a bunch of other chicks there as well. And then, yeah, that place gets shut down, and then her husband no longer provides any value because, oh no, he's not making the same type of money. She decides to cut off that relationship because what? She already got the kids. Now she's got the fame, used him as a launching pad, and now all of a sudden she's banging another bar owner, and he just so happens to be a Democrat. Come on, man. Calm the fuck on, man. This whole idea that we can go back to the white picket fence in the 1950s just because, oh, men just need to man up and wife up these hoes to only just get divorced graped how many years down the line? Fuck off with that shitty fucking excuse. Oh, you stupid TradCons that we need to make sure that Lauren Boebert gets back into office. No, I want somebody who can actually provide value to the movement instead of just simply grift off the movement. And I'm looking directly in your direction, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because don't think that you're fucking, you know, escaping this wrath as well, you money laundering bitch. I was going to add Kristi Noem to this, but I already know this is going to be a long enough video. I can go ahead and save her for another day because, yeah, no. Imagine that. What's the highest rate? What's the growing demographic when it comes to divorces? Oh yeah, the 50 to 60 demographic. Oh yeah, where somebody, you know, continued to get pushed regardless. Daily Mail is probably the worst, and that's the one that I normally cite, where you have all of these chicks. Oh, look at that, in your late 40s, early 50s, still attractive, and oh, just be like Sofia Vergara, who's just getting back out there on the stroll in her 50s. She still looks good. And then you have Kristi Noem. Just a little bit of insight into that one. You know, stepping out and having an affair with somebody else. Wow, imagine that. One of the first high-profile governors from South Dakota. Before her, whenever anybody thought about the governor of South Dakota, they didn't even care. Mostly because it's like, who gives a shit what the janitor for Mount Rushmore is actually up to? It's a small, remote state. But no. You go there and you put somebody with a reasonable amount of attractiveness in front of the camera, and oh man, oh, she could be the first female president. Oh my god, she's so good. Until, you know, the policy hits the road and she becomes the first governor to go ahead and veto the no men and women sports bill because, oh, she didn't want to upset the NCAA, and that's why she disappeared from the public consciousness for such a long time. Yeah, I don't fucking forget this shit because I imagine this. I hold my public officials to a fairly high standard. And it just so happens that so many of these women end up falling short. I don't know. I'm starting to see a pattern here. Firebrand representative. She's also a Republican as well. Lauren Boebert blamed her frisky vaping behavior at a recent performance of Beetlejuice on her overly animated personality. No, bitch, you lied because, like it says in the video right there, new footage shows Lauren Boebert vaping at Beetlejuice after insisting smoke came from heavy fog machines. This is the reason that I also went so hard on that stupid I even forget the bitch's name from the American Airlines flight where it's, that motherfucker's not real. It's like, I'm not going to excuse the bad decision making just because you see a nice pair of 34C tits, or I'm 34C tits. I don't know where the hell I was going with the extra 8 there. It's like, no, you got the plane landed and you fucked up everybody's day and you screwed up a whole bunch of connecting flights for a bunch of people that, you know, just didn't want to play into your outlandish Karen activities. That's the same thing that's going on with Lauren Boebert. Oh my god, they had infrared technology in the theater. No, bro, it's just fucking black and white, and you're out there grabbing dick, he's grabbing tit in the middle of the fucking theater, you're vaping, just being completely and totally animated, causing a scene. Yeah, of course you were going to get picked up by the camera, used as verification, used as a justification to kick you out of the place for very good fucking reason. This is a private theater, for Christ's sakes. They got to contend with this shit all the fucking time. And then, of course, if somebody's going to be as bombastic in the aftermath where you're there on camera, once again, flipping off the security guards, causing improvising a scene on the way out and then strolling and skipping and going la-dee-da on the outside just because you're going to be getting some new random dick later doesn't necessarily allow for the excuse that I've just got such a big personality. Now you're just getting a hoe called to the carpet for your bad decision making, but because you have the right letter affixed to the end of the name, all the punditry class are going to start coming out and going, no, we need more behavior like this because, oh, if AOC was going to do this, AOC doesn't do this. You know what? For as insufferable as that bitch is, you know what? She plays to her base. She goes, she puts on those eat the rich or tax the rich, whatever the hell fucking dresses at all of those outlandish balls that Lauren Boebert's grabbing in a fucking theater like a high school kid, like Christ almighty. Did the exact same shit when I was in high school, for Christ's sakes, but at least I knew well enough that I would have to go ahead and leave before somebody escorted me out there. But no, when you're 36 years old fucking around with somebody who also hosts drag shows at a gay-friendly bar, I knew well enough alone to just get the fuck out at 17 or 18 years old. I can't quite, I think probably 18 or something. 18 for the story. But just again, it doesn't matter if they're trad thoughts or they're blue-haired feminists, man. Women are going to be women. It's a little too eccentric. I'm very known for having an animated personality, maybe overly animated personality. The 36-year-old Colorado rabble-rouser who barely won her re-election, by the way. Remember, that recount took multiple days, and she won by a fraction of a percentage point after she absolutely steamrolled in her first election. So, imagine that. Well, I'm not going to be doing anything, substantial policy-wise, because I don't necessarily want to rock the boat with anybody that's in Washington right now. So if I can go ahead and get my name out there a little bit more for, putting my tits out there on display and then just having them out there for free use for anybody who decides to go through the theater, yeah, you know what? Hey, I can go ahead and do that and then ensure that I can have a lifelong seat in Congress because, I've got a big personality, right, guys? I got a big old personality. This is the same fucking babble that you're likely to hear from a stripper, for Christ's sakes. Boebert and her date were booted from the Denver show last Sunday after blowing a plume of vape smoke in the air, but footage also showed the mom of four. Mom of four? I thought she only had 3 kids. Holy fuck. So this is a bitch. Like, okay, just figure this out here for a second. She's got a family of 4. Everything seems all well and good. And then she files for divorce only to go and experience a single life that she missed out on. Tell me the difference between Boebert and Sophie Turner. Yeah, no, exactly. But yet she has the audacity to say that I'm a Christian and espouse all of those Christian values. Fuck off. I was laughing, I was singing, having a fantastic time. I was kind of settled down. I was told to kind of settle down a little bit. Listen to all these fucking weasel words in here as well. But I did. Which I did. Obviously you didn't, because they wouldn't have come back if you fucking settled down. Hey, ma'am, can you just go ahead and calm down? I'm an elected representative, and I'm a Republican. If you do this, it's political prosecution, and I will go on Fox News, OAN, and all of those conservative outlets to just yell prosecution from the rafters. Female entitlement, man. It doesn't matter what political affiliation you pull on this one. This is the same fucking script over and over and over again. But then my next slip up was taking a picture. Fuck off. Yo, we've seen the video. You're being lewd and crude and then also displaying an obnoxious attitude. Didn't anticipate for that to rhyme, but here we are. Boebert, who was going through a divorce, yeah, exactly, it just so happens to be going through a divorce, was with her new beau, Quinn Gallagher, who I would imagine she was probably cheating with him on her husband at the same time, because bitches like this, yeah, man, they just don't go, yeah, this relationship, this 18-year-long marriage is just not working out all of a sudden, and then just in order to go single. Women have multiple monkey branches at the ready. They have backup men, at least 50%. There was a self-reported poll that came out which kind of tells you that it's probably closer to about 75%, 80. There's always somebody in the friend zone that they can go ahead and deploy at a moment's notice. Like, let's just keep it a buck. Yeah, as it was said the last time that I talked about this, that yeah, they've been dating 4 months. She filed for divorce in May. Unless she's a total freak, you think that they're doing that type of PDA after just 2 months of dating? Yeah, I don't really fucking think so, bro. News of her wild weekend exploit quickly went viral. Boebert blamed the media for over-amplifying the affair. You were basically fucking in a public theater, and you're going to go ahead and say, if this was a Democrat doing this will get swept under the rug. There's no corollary. There is no other example that you can pull on this one. You were being a hoe, you got caught, and because you're sufficiently attractive, people are going to come to your defense. I don't know what else to say. We just had Kevin McCarthy, the Speaker of the House, announce the impeachment inquiry. We're facing government shutdown, trying to fund the federal government. We have wide open southern border. Don't talk about your legs like that. And what's the top story? Lauren Boebert is getting kicked out of a theater. Not really. Not really. I think Russell Brand has probably taken over the headlines, but I understand where you're coming from right now because the world revolves around you, as we've seen with your divorce, and then also your lack of anything substantial in government, but everybody's still talking about Lauren Boebert. Have I told you about my surgery? Yeah, you're in your own row. You're in your own row, smoking on a vape, which is probably against regulations of the theater. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. And as you can see, there wasn't a camera focused on you. It's looking at the entire theater. And if they can see a plume of smoke go up, they'll go ahead and lean in on that one. And then all of a sudden, there's some pictures that I can't show you. But Quinn there, oh yeah, he's making sure that there's no untoward lumps in her chest. Bro, he's getting handfuls on that one. And then, yeah, for her to do this in the aftermath after he's just like, yeah, just waving and all that stuff. And she's flipping off the, the maitre d' for just, taking her out of the place. Entitled. Fucking entitled. And then for people to just excuse this because she's on the right team. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't fucking play that shit. The Republicans are just as bad as the Democrats. And this is a perfect encapsulation of that. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.